Have you ever woken up with slight dizziness, an unusual feeling of tiredness, or a fleeting numbness and dismissed it as just sleep? What if these small signs were, in fact, an early warning of something far more serious? Imagine if your morning routine, what you do in the first 10 minutes of the day, could determine whether you'll maintain your independence or lose your speech, movements, and memory. Sounds dramatic? Maybe, but it's real. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Did you know that a stroke, or cerebrovascular accident, CVA, is the second leading cause of death worldwide, surpassed only by heart disease? According to the World Health Organization, WHO, approximately 15 million people suffer a stroke each year, and of those, nearly 6 million die, and another 5 million are left permanently disabled. This isn't just a statistical detail. It's a silent tragedy happening every day, everywhere in the world. And the most alarming part? It's estimated that about 80% of these cases could be prevented with simple lifestyle changes. Now, stop for a moment and think, why is it that neurologists, the specialists who know the most about the brain, almost never suffer a stroke? Coincidence? Luck? Genetics? Maybe. But there's something more. They know practices and habits that work, and many of them start first thing in the morning. I'm Dr. Andre Wambier, a cardiologist, and in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 simple and quick morning habits that are scientifically proven to drastically reduce the risk of a stroke. Each habit takes just 2 to 3 minutes, and the last one, the most powerful of all, is one of the most overlooked secrets by the general population, but highly valued by doctors worldwide. If you want to protect your brain health, share this video now with the people you love, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because this could be the information that saves a life. Before we dive into the habits, let me quickly tell you a real story that will impact you. The story of Renato. Renato, 68 years old, was an active man. Retired after years as a school principal, he always seemed healthy. He had routine checkups, walked, ate well. In the eyes of his family, he was the epitome of aging with quality of life. On a sunny Sunday, he was surrounded by grandchildren and children having lunch peacefully. He laughed at jokes, shared stories from the past, until, in the middle of a sentence, his speech started to slur. He leaned forward, and the right side of his face drooped. Silence. Panic. It was a stroke. The family acted quickly and took him to the nearest hospital. But unfortunately, the facility didn't have adequate neurological support. The care was slow. Time, the most critical factor in the case of a stroke, ran out. Renato survived, but he lost much of his speech and the ability to live independently. It was devastating, for him and for everyone around him. After the CT scan, the neurologist looked at the results and, with regret, said to Renato's wife, "This damage could have been prevented. All it would have taken were 7 small habits, done daily in the morning, habits that I myself follow every day." Can you imagine the weight of that statement? It's as if someone said the disaster could have been avoided with simple actions. The pain of a missed opportunity. That's why today, based on preventive medicine and the experience of neurologists from different parts of the world, I want to share these habits with you. They are practical, accessible, and most importantly, effective. Let's get started. The first one might seem the most mundane, but it's fundamental. Immediate hydration upon waking. During sleep, the body continuously loses fluids. Through breathing, sweating, even through the loss of water via urine before bed. When you wake up, you're mildly dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. This makes your blood thicker, more viscous. Thicker blood puts more strain on the heart, hinders circulation, and increases the risk of microclot formation, one of the triggers of a stroke. Studies published in the European Journal of Nutrition and the Journal of Clinical Hypertension show that drinking water on an empty stomach improves blood viscosity and lowers blood pressure in the first hours of the day. So, what's the habit? Simple. Keep a small bottle or glass of water by your bedside. When you wake up, before your phone, coffee, or news, drink 250 to 500 ml of water. Don't wait to feel thirsty. Thirst is already a warning sign. The second habit is something many people underestimate: gently waking up the body. When you get up abruptly and dive into the morning rush without giving your body time to adjust, you may be causing micro spikes in blood pressure and circulatory stress. It's like starting an old car and immediately flooring the gas pedal. Research published in the journal Circulation from the American Heart Association shows that even light morning activities can significantly reduce the risk of cardiovascular events, including strokes. Our third habit gets straight to the point: morning blood pressure monitoring. Did you know that the peak time for stroke occurrences is between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m.? This is partly due to the morning release of cortisol, which naturally raises blood pressure as part of the body's waking up process. The problem is that if you already have hypertension and don't know it, this spike can exceed dangerous limits. And the scariest part, hypertension is called the silent killer, precisely because it doesn't cause symptoms in most cases. It gradually damages cerebral blood vessels day after day until one of them bursts, hemorrhagic stroke, or becomes blocked, ischemic stroke. That's why checking your blood pressure first thing in the junk morning on an empty stomach and at rest is so powerful. Buy a validated digital arm blood pressure monitor and take 2 minutes to check. Write down the readings and observe patterns. If you notice frequent readings above 130/80 mmHg or values above 140/90, see your doctor. This simple habit can be the difference between a normal day and an imminent disaster. Now that you've understood the impact of the first 3 habits, let's move forward. Because the next one is something most people do, but in the wrong way. And that can be more dangerous than you might think. We're talking about breakfast. Did you know that the type of food you eat right after waking up can directly influence your stroke risk? A breakfast rich in simple sugars, saturated fats, and refined carbohydrates causes spikes in blood sugar and insulin, raises blood pressure, and creates an inflammatory environment in the body. All of this in the first hours of the day, when the stroke risk is already naturally elevated. Worse still, ultra-processed foods full of sodium like deli meats, yellow cheeses, artificial juices, and industrialized breads worsen blood vessel stiffness, promote plaque buildup, and increase blood viscosity. On the other hand, when you choose foods with anti-inflammatory properties, rich in fiber, healthy fats, and quality proteins, the body responds with balance, more stable blood sugar, controlled blood pressure, optimized blood flow. Want examples? Fruits like papaya, banana, and avocado are excellent. Oats are a champion, especially when consumed with seeds like chia and flaxseed. Eggs, low-fat white cheese, unsweetened natural yogurt, and nuts form a nutritious and protective combo. Publications like the British Medical Journal and guidelines from the American Heart Association strongly recommend reduce sugars, ultra-processed foods, and salt. Prioritize whole natural foods. A balanced breakfast is a silent defense against vascular diseases. Now let's move to habit number 5, one of my favorites, and one that few people actually practice: the morning anti-stress pause. Chronic stress is one of the biggest invisible villains of modern health, and the worst time to start the day stressed is right at the beginning of the day. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, open emails, scroll through social media, or read negative news, your body enters an alert mode it wasn't designed to sustain for hours. This activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which releases cortisol and adrenaline, raising blood pressure, deregulating blood sugar, constricting blood vessels, setting the perfect stage for a stroke. And no, this isn't an exaggeration. Studies published in journals like JAMA Internal Medicine and The Lancet Psychiatry have shown that conscious breathing practices, guided meditation, or even 2 minutes of silence and focused breathing in the morning significantly reduce blood pressure and inflammatory markers. Want to start? When you wake up, before getting out of bed, or right after drinking your water, sit for 2 minutes. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. Repeat. That's it. If you want, you can use a guided meditation app, but the key is to give your body a calm transition between sleep and action. Let's move to habit number 6, one that tackles one of the biggest problems of our time: passive sedentarism. Sitting for many hours in a row, even if you exercise at another time of the day, is now considered an independent risk factor for cardiovascular diseases and stroke. This happens because the human body was designed to move throughout the day, not to spend 8, 10, or 12 consecutive hours in a static position. Poor circulation in the legs, metabolic slowdown, and blood stagnation in the lower regions favor the formation of clots and microthrombi that can be dangerous. And studies, like those published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, indicate that breaking up sitting time with active pauses of 2 to 3 minutes every hour can significantly reduce this risk. The habit here is simple. First thing in the morning, plan your micro movements for the day. Are you working from home or at the office? Driving for a long time? Set alerts on your phone or watch to get up. Walk a bit. Stretch. Climb a flight of stairs, grab a glass of water, go to the bathroom, do jumping jacks, anything that moves your body and relieves pressure on the lower blood vessels. You don't need a gym, you need frequent micro-actions. And it all starts with the morning awareness that your body was made for movement. Now, get ready, because habit number 7 is, without a doubt, the most surprising of all. It has to do with your oral hygiene, more specifically, flossing. Yes. The latest science is showing that the mouth is an inflammatory battlefield with profound impacts on brain health. Gingivitis and periodontitis, common gum inflammations, are chronic sources of systemic inflammation. The bacteria and toxins present in the mouth enter the bloodstream and can damage the endothelium of blood vessels, facilitating the formation of fatty plaques and clots. Sounds like an exaggeration? It's not. Cohort studies tracking thousands of people over decades, like those presented at the International Stroke Conference, revealed that daily flossing is associated with up to a 44% lower risk of cardioembolic stroke. Other studies, like those published in the European Journal of Neurology, confirm people with gum disease have up to a 60% higher risk of suffering a stroke. And what to do? Floss every day. It can be in the morning or at night. The important thing is to make it a habit. Gently slide the floss, hugging the tooth, going slightly under the gum line. At first, it might bleed, but that's a sign of inflammation and proof that care is needed. Over time, the bleeding stops, and the cardiovascular risk decreases too. This simple 2-minute daily practice can be a game changer for your vascular health. And the most incredible part? Almost no one talks about it. To recap, you've learned 7 morning habits here, all simple, all quick, and all powerful. You don't need to completely change your life. You just need to start the day with awareness and purpose. If you apply these habits, you'll already be ahead of millions of people worldwide who don't know or ignore that preventing a stroke can start with a simple sip of water, a stretch, or even a piece of dental floss. If this video made sense to you, if any of these tips resonated, then give it a like now and share it with the people you love. A simple action like this can save lives. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and stay with us. On the side screen, I've left 2 essential videos, one about the silent signs of a stroke and another about how to strengthen your brain after 60. Don't stop here. Learning about your health is the best investment you can make. I'm Dr. Andre Wambier. Until the next video.